Welcome viewers. Today we are here for the discussion on payment mechanism in cyberspace and consumer protection in cyberspace. Friends, you may be student of MSc Information Security program, or you may be having an interest to register for this particular program. For those learners who are interested to enroll this program, for them let me brief information. The registration for this program is on. You can visit IGNOU web page for the detail and register yourself for this particular program. As you know, information security and cyber security is an important tool for the present context. You might be having news, leakage, cyber attack, and so many information. So contextually, if you see the job perspective, School of Vocational Education and Training designed this program keeping in mind the public sector and private sector needs, and as well as the every citizen, those who are involved in financial transactions or any kind of business, for them this is very important. Program is designed with an expert from the industry as well as practitioners, and the program objective is to provide you the basic terminology of learning objective, that is knowledge, skill, attitudes in terms of information security. So information security in the present context is very important, and the eligibility for this particular program is any graduate, and you can also register for this particular program with the exit option after 1 year. If you complete 64 credits, then you will be awarded MSc Information Security program and degree, or if you complete 32 credits in the present context, then you will be awarded PG Diploma Information Security programs. So this is the basic brief information, and for them, those who are already registered, today we will be discussing the topic payment mechanism in cyberspace. And after this particular information and discussion, then we will be discussing consumer protection in cyberspace. Let me brief to all of you. This program is available all the regional centers where you are nearby that, visit regional center, or you can see the regional center details in our IGNOU webpage, that is www.ignou.ac.in. So friends, this particular program and structure, whatever we are discussing here, is a course of MSE 034, that is e-commerce and cyberspace. This particular course consists of two blocks. Block 1 is e-commerce, which consists of 4 units, that is e-commerce, evaluation, meaning and types, and 2 payment mechanism in cyberspace, which we will be discussing today in detail, and consumer protection in cyberspace we will be discussing in the next session. In the forthcoming session, we will discuss in detail about this course, that is Unit 4, Online Contracts, and Block 2, Intellectual Property Protections and Cyberspace. So, as you know, the IP Act is going on, and university and other organizations also need for the education perspective to implement their information security rules and regulations. For that, we have also Unit 1, particular Block 2, Intellectual Property Protection in cyberspace, that is intellectual property in cyberspace, liability of integrity and internet, and P2P networking and webcasting, and domain names disputes. These are the two block 1 and block 2 consist of. We are here to discuss Unit 2, as I said, about the payment mechanism in cyberspace, that is structure. And first this unit is explaining about the introduction part of the payment mechanism in cyberspace and learning objectives. And the basic core of this unit is electronic fund transfer, and that is how electronic fund transfer works, different mode of EFT mechanism, the electronic clearing services, and RBI, EFT, and Infinite. These are the terminology being used, and structural financing mechanism system and real-time gross settlement system. The core objective of this particular unit is to explain the meaning of payment mechanism, different type of payment mechanism in cyberspace, how the hacker and attacker hijack the password of the individuals when you are using the payment mechanism. One. Two, there is also a possibility when you are using this internet or your this electronics clearing services at your bank or other financial institutions, how the data to be secure. These are the issues, basically objective. But this unit also covered the basic details about online payment mechanism. When we are discussing about the security perspective, we have to know what are the online payment mechanism is there and how online payment mechanism works. This unit also highlight these issues with the focus on electronic cash, electronic wallets, smart card and other issues like digital signatures and digital checks. It is quite possibility to have check and balances of this particular digital mechanism system. Lot of reports are available which are being used by the hacker which has been transacted some amount from the one account to another. You might be having this information. So online payment and the Information Technology Act 2000 we are at present implementing in all the IT Acts rules, where we are explaining the online payment and negotiable instruments and establishment of public key infrastructure. These are the main point of this unit explain. The problem is this, that students, those who are already registered, when we ask them to attempt the case study or in assignment, we found they are giving the information what we have explained in the particular block or units. Our expectation is from all of you, those who are doing this program, you have to attempt a case study in the form of assignments where you have a case of cyber attack in financial institutions in online transactions and how to we protect that in transactions safely. Lot of RBI guidelines are there. There we are discussing again in this unit how will be future of e-money, what is e-money, and at the end of this unit we are explaining summary and answer to hints and referencing suggested readings. So let us first discuss about this unit what we have payment mechanism. How payment mechanism function. We expect from you after reading this unit or attending this session, we understand you will be able to understand the meaning of electronic fund transfer. What is EFT and how it work? That is our expectation from you after reading this unit. Two, you will be able to have a knowledge of the different models of EFT mechanism and explain EFT as an important tool in online financial and banking network and its crucial role in electronic settlement. We also expect you after reading this unit, you will be able to discuss and explain the online payment mechanism in the form of credit cards, smart cards, electronic wallet and digital certificates. These are the things you are already using. But here we expect from you after this unit, you will be able to describe the role of law in shaping the online payment mechanism. What roles, as we discussed just now, our IT Act 2000. Here, let us understand the first meaning of electronic fund transfer. What do you mean by electronic fund transfer? Electronic fund transfer means, as we explained on screen, you can see transforming money from one bank account to another in the same bank or different. You might be having experience when you are using online payment mechanism. You might be using so many platforms. We will discuss in detail what you are using, how to protect that safely data, safely transactions. Lot of cases, some amount has been withdrawn by some other person because of hacking this password, and we discussed in the last sessions also that security is not only for banking system but in our industry when we are designing some courses, some product, some programs, there also we need this security purpose. But in the present context, this payment mechanism, when you are a student, you are paying fees to online platform, you have to see what wallet, what window, what gateway you are using. So electronic fund transfer has been the use since 1960s when banks first started using proprietary EDI network to share banking information. Because before internet era, banks were already using in different forms of transfer of money from one bank to another bank or one branch to another branch or different branches. These were the basic electronic fund transfer issues and explained with the illustration in this unit. But how it functions? The major focus of this unit is how electronic fund transfer works. As I said in the beginning of this session, our focus is payment mechanism and how to protect from cyberspace and cyber attack. So for that purpose, we as an expert from the industry as well as the banking system or cyber system background people and experiences, they highlight, let us we tell the learners how electronic fund transfer work. Electronic fund transfers imply money using internet technology after 1995. This involves participation of payer and payer their respective banks, including an automated clearance house. So how first step is pay submits the check to his bank. That was traditionally we are using earlier, and pay bank presents the check to the automatic clearing house. You might, if you are working in a banking sector, you might be aware. If you are a consumer or customer for the bank, you might be having a little bit experience on this line. But before safety measures, you should know the first is how electronic fund transfer works, and as an expert in information security or data protections, how will be helpful in the banking or other financial institutions in electronic fund transfers responsibility. So automated clearing housings inform the dire bank, and dire bank clear the check and pay receive the payment. In this way, our traditional and so most of the banks and financial institutions, when you deposit your check, how it work, that is a step. But very interesting, we have given some illustration in the unit how this payment mechanism is going on at present. What are the different types of electronic payment system? At present, earlier when we were paying a check, hard copy paper, but at present in the era of internet or digital technology, these types of EPS is immediate payment services, you might be knowing, that is IMPS we call. Then National Electronic Fund Transfer, NEFT, when you go in bank and you ask your banker, I want to transfer this fund from this account to other accounts. The account may be the same branch or maybe different branches. So these are different terminology types of banks and systems going on. Real-time gross settlement, RTGS going on, and prepaid instruments. So this unit highlights the day-to-day e-commerce or online payment activities concerned, and given case studies, that is UPI, that we use Bheem or other like mobile wallets, Bheem Pay or Google Pay or Paytm, and then debit card or credit card, that is Visa and MasterCards. So you are much aware about this payment mechanism is concerned. So issue is when you are using different type of this electronic payment system, how to protect the data, how to protect the password so that other person cannot be misuse this my password or this transfer mechanism, because hijack this password or cyberspace attack, your money may be transferred or misused by some other person. So these are the basic concept we explained in this unit. The focus was on this payment mechanism, automatic clearing house, what we are discussing in the check payment is concerned, the pay draw you see on screen, automatic clearing system, how it functioning, pay is paying payment to paying bank, and then dryer bank and then dryer. So I suppose your organizations has given you check and you have deposited in the bank, the check received from the other branch. So how it is functioning, we have shown this mechanism using internet, and your check in this way is clear. It is not functioning on the basically internet based system, and then you have a UPI system what we discussed. You have already your system of Paytm, we are using UPIs, credit card, debit card. But in the earlier era when we were paying check, so different mechanism, paper based and non-paper or e-money or electronics way of payment paying, different mechanism at present is going on. And in this scenario, the information security, how this information data is being utilized in a secure way, one bank to other, one branch to other branch, and so on. These are the basic objective of this particular unit. So my expectation is, as a teacher of this particular course, when we ask the questions, how payment mechanism in cyberspace is working, and how will you protect your this information when you are giving to your banker. Banker says you have given the password or online when you are using. or offline, you are giving account number and then how this check is clear, which I have shown you on the screen. Now, under this scenario, different mode of EFT mechanism is working, and RBI, our central bank, is controlling. RBI has taken various initiatives to introduce technology to facilitate EFT at both corporate and retail banking level. For example, ECS, as I explained. It has also introduced centralized funds management system, security service system, real-time gross settlement system, and structural financial messaging system to transform the existing system into state-of-the-art payment infrastructures in India is concerned. How this EFT is working, we have explained in this scenario. We come out this particular online payment mechanism, what we explained, and you see the plastic money, that is our credit card, has already made a presence in India since long, and it's becoming online shopping choice. But due to rapid digital transformation in the economy, our credit cards have registered a slow but steady and private sector use the major international brand names like Visa and MasterCard. But in this scenario, the most recent trend is to issue multi-purpose card. As like if you are going to automobile and you have a vehicle, you are going in petrol. So some of the Visa or MasterCard or some of the other companies, other banks are issuing the specific card for the specific product purpose like oil, petrol. So the most recent trend is to issue multi-purpose card which function as a credit card, debit card and automatic teller mechanism cards. This is essentially to enable the holder to exercise a choice of payment options. So it is not only one, you have different options for particular card for particular product or particular payment for the particular bank and so on. There are different explanations we have explained in this unit with an example. Again, if you use how online payment mechanism work under this system, credit card for example, we explain online business require a website sub-merchant we called, which act as a kind of e-shop for the users. It gives details of products or services. A customer can buy any of the product listed on such a website by making payment against the same either in cash or check or through the route of online payment, namely credit card, debit card, net banking. So various option is there. When you are suppose depositing your bill of telephone or electricity, you see so many options. You have UPI, you have also the mobile wallet, you have debit card, credit card, and also prepaid mechanism is there. What is this? Sub-merchant are linked to payment gateway facility provided by the master and merchant, which works in association with the payment gateway bank. Recently, we came to know our government had initiated a Visa or Master debit card for the farmers for specific purpose. So this type of our function on online payment mechanism is working in India, but also at the same time, if we see on this slide, we see the sub-merchant, that is first is there who is using master merchant. We explain the concept, how it has been protected the money and payment gateway bank and master Visa card. So online payment mechanism using credit card in this way, and we are able to explain in this scenario at present under these circumstances of the present scenario. So if we know the online payment mechanism and all, then we have other online payment systems apart from the credit card. For instance, electronic cash. What is electronic cash? We explain e-cash is prepaid system, I just said, where this system is electronic funds to use over the internet. It is stored in electronic devices such as chip card or computer memory. It is also known as cyber cash. So new terminology is being used in digital economic context, that is cyber cash. Number two, we are also using the electronic wallet, using for making series of micro payment online, for example, downloading some MP3 music file or buying something online and paying for online article, etc., as like Amazon or Flipkart you are using, to ensure that the transaction costs do not exceed the value of the transactions. So to ensure that the transaction costs do not exceed the value of the transaction, you have to smart card, microcomputer chip, and embedded in the card, that is called smart card, and used over public terminals like websites, ATMs, telephone lines, etc. So the fourth other options are there. Digital check. What is digital check? New terminology. It is check in the electronic form. The consumer fills in the check online and then sends it via secure service to the recipient. These are being also used at present. And digital signature for this particular online transaction system is spreading across the globe, where it is mechanism to ensure authenticity and message integrity and non-reputation and confidentiality of electronic record. It is based on asymmetric system, which use a private key of encrypt and a public key to decrypt message. So digital certificates like trust certificate or developed by a consortium leads by MasterCard or Visa, we have to use this particular context, and these digital certificates provide secure electronic transactions to the user. These are the safety measures what we are discussing. This only particular programs of other online payment system apart from the credit card. But in this case, what is the role of our rule and regulations and laws? As I said, Online Payment and the Information Technology Act 2000 is working in the present context. The IT Act is facilitating as a well enabling act e-commerce by enabling a digital signature regime. And it is important to note that a digital signatures regime not only authenticate electronic record but also play an important role in electronic fund transfer when we are using this in through bank or as well as customer individually. We have explained with illustration in this unit. I am sure this basic online mechanism system what we discussed here, and you might be having a little bit experience already as a customer or as an employer when you are using through one bank, or as business to business and other context when you are transferring money in different forms, or as a parents when you are paying money to students fees, or as students you are paying money to your institutions and other purpose as well. So the Online Act is saying the IT Act came to effect on October 17, 2000, and another revised act is also undergoing on. And to facilitate e-commerce related transaction creations and acceptability, that is e-check. And a signature uses these digital structures to sign e-check and payment or a receipt the basis of the electronic images and turn down check are legally valid. So fast within transactions and within a loss aspect of times this transaction is going on. Still, the negotiable instruments like promissory note and bill of exchange are considered non-applicable under this act. We are coming establishment of public key infrastructures. Last part of this unit highlighted this issue. The IT Act gives a legal mandate to use the digital signature to protect confidentiality of data protection. So there is some signature is done and you have scanned it and send it to somewhere else, but other person can use it, that signature. What is the authenticity? So our act says clearly, and it is based on asymmetric crypto system under section 21F, where two different keys are used to encrypt and decrypt the electronic records. A private key is used to decrypt electronic record and public key is used to decrypt the said record. Private key is kept confidential and is to be used by this subscriber to create the digital signature, whereas the public key is used by the known and by the relying party to verify the digital signature and also digital signature certificates. These are the automatic generating systems, software, and our act is protecting these all laws where nobody can use. But the subscriber's public key and private key, mathematically, if you see, functioning key pair. It is an asymmetric system. A private key is mathematically related to public key, and it is compulsory and impossible to calculate the only key from others. So they are private key control compare and through knowledge of the associated public key. They are different key. When bank people and staff enter, they enter their fingerprints. And if you see your mobile, you open, you have a fingerprints and some code, password, then you can be able to know. So this type of keywords and banking system are using. But if you see the scenario where we go from here, under this history and genesis what we discussed just now, different payment mechanism in cyberspace, what will be the future of e-money. We focus and we discuss the growth of e-commerce depends on effectiveness and accessibility of online payment mechanism. And if you see what would be the result of these technological advances, replacing money with digital cash, more security we needed, or the gradual e-monetization can shrink cash demand and may affect the money supply and raise the interest in the long term. Of course, our e-money supply will be increasing, but hard paper currency will be reducing. It will also restrict RBI's ability to conduct open market operations, and according to RBI, the spread of e-monetization does not require monitoring and financial aggregates to be redefined as long as transactions take place through the banking channel. So in future, in my personal perspective, which we have not covered in the units, but as a learners, future of e-money is very, very challenging, because if you see these slides on that, we have given the mobile market commerce, artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency. If you already heard, then how can be the information security accept an expert? Your role will be in financial institutions or voice commerce. This trend will be increasing. What we perceived, what industry perceives, and what our research says, in future, the future of e-money will be expansion of cross-border business. Of course, some of this UPI system in some of the country already started using, as like in Singapore, and then integrated of emerging technology. When we see the lot of technology is emerging, we are discussing not only artificial intelligence, we are reaching to the towards of machine learning as well. So this digital technologies is being played a very, very crucial role, and the impact of security and payment of mechanism in cyberspace will be very, very crucial. So this type of e-money and discuss in this particular course, and unit sum up at the end of the day, the unit says that this e-money cybersecurity and impact of security will be increasing in the coming days. So my dear friends and students, those who are viewing this program, we tried to explain the different mechanism of payment in cyberspace, how it is functioning in cyberspace with different terminology and different payment process mechanism. I hope you enjoyed these sessions. If any query, please contact us at MSCIS@ignou.ac.in, or you can mail us also SOVET@ignou.ac.in. Looking forward to explain the impact of security in the next session on payment mechanism. Thank you.
In the current global economy and digital era, learn or perish is the